Alright, so I've already talked about how stuck people like me are, like young, ambitious, righteous little gentlemen, right? Like people who are fed up with the atomization, the injustice, the inefficiency. I've already talked about how people like this just get stuck in this habit of, endlessly discussing ideology, but, in practice, they're just kind of man children, and they've never risked their lives for a single thing. They don't have any concrete step by step plan to implement any of their brilliant ideas, even on a tiny scale. So when it comes to taking power, what do people usually imagine? Like, hypothetically, you probably imagine a bunch of people with weapons. They storm the political headquarters, like the Capitol, Langley, the Pentagon, you name it, right? They kill the previous political leaders or imprison them, maybe. And they write some piece of paper declaring, we are the new, based and red pilled, legitimate people's government, or whatever the fuck, right? Never mind that a single missile strike could wipe out all these people that are grouped up in these buildings, right? Never mind that the general structure of the government, like the education system, tax collection, the bureaucracy, the general inflexibility and soulless nature of the old structure, none of these things are actually going to change. The only thing that changes are the rules that the bureaucrats have to follow, right? Never mind that the vast majority of righteous, idealistic young men are so beaten down and depressed that it's going to take way more than just, some fucking manifesto and some ideology to get them to, like, actually do something and actually believe something enough to be willing to die for it, potentially. I mean, just think about it logically. An ideology in practice is just a bunch of words. So, like, you're just rearranging ideas in your head, but it's nothing that actually fuels you. It's nothing substantial that makes your life better, if you know what I mean. But yeah, never mind all that. We just need to try harder. We need to have more willpower. We need to suffer more. We need to be more disciplined under this system. And someday we'll have a breakthrough and take power. That's. Uh, like, this whole premise is so fucking blatantly retarded. I think people just kind of. I don't think anyone believes in this in a serious way. I think it's just the lack of alternatives that makes people very often fixate on this kind of idea of taking power, right? So, anyway, what is this great alternative? Oh, well, before I get into it, YouTube, I'm not condoning anything illegal here. I'm just talking about what hypothetically would actually work. I'm just talking about, strategy, approach, what's feasible, right? According to your own rules, this is exactly the same as, like, a war YouTuber talking about battlefield formations, right? They might take the video down anyway, but so far I've been lucky, right? So let's get into it. First of all, to make it absolutely clear, if you directly confront the system, even with a large force, they're going to crush you. There's not much more to it than that. Like, it's really simple. That's the kind of enemy that is very easy to deal with for people like them. Because they literally get, like, they get political capital out of it. Like, they can present themselves as the good guy fighting the evil terrorists or whatever the fuck. Like, if you have some kind of illusions of direct confrontation, you can forget about it right now. Like, it's just not happening. So, the actual solution instead is to create insulated networks, if you will. Think about it like this. If you buy food at a restaurant, the bill includes sales tax, income tax for the workers, so the time that's spent making it, it gets taxed, right? But if a friend you live with makes you food and spends the exact same amount of time on it, there's no taxes on it, right? This thing alone, you can scale this logic very, very far. I mean, at least in theory. Like, we'll see how far we can take it. The best part about this is that it isn't even illegal, which is, like, actually hilarious. Also, think about it. If there's like 10 or 20 people living together, like, you can order ingredients in bulk. You pay like 50% less doing that. So what I'm saying is, it's more money for you, less money for the state, right? Win-win. Isn't it nice when, these kind of schemes can work out so perfectly, right? Anyway, this whole thing, this whole idea, right, it takes me back to the issue of, broken or rather, you can't break something that never existed to begin with. So I should say undeveloped social instincts. Again, watch my first video if you don't know what I'm talking about. This is a really uncomfortable subject for a lot of people because it's not your usual power fantasy, right? It's not about doing things correctly, but it's still completely vital. Like, if you have communities of people and they're all like nervous and awkward all the time, and they're always getting into these like retarded disagreements, which is, what usually happens these days, it kind of doesn't matter how smart and how brilliant you are and how much willpower you have. Like, nothing's gonna happen. And when it comes to these kind of intangible things, like learning how to connect with others, learning how to be genuinely comfortable around people, knowing what kind of people you even want to be around, this is a huge deal as well. It really isn't possible for me to just give you a checklist and say, do this, do this, do this, do this, and then your social instincts are functioning, right? It just doesn't work like that. What does work, however, is psychologically attaching yourself to someone that actually does understand these things. And then you pick it up subconsciously. Because obviously, whether you understand what's going on or not, your brain can tell the difference between something that's stressful and dysfunctional and something that actually works and is, emotionally comforting. So you don't need to understand it in order to learn it. But it's obviously not the only way to learn it. You can just do it through like a lot of emotional self-awareness and just trial and error, and you can get there that way too. But one way is easier, one way is harder. Now you might be thinking, like seriously, like this is the fucking brilliant plan. Like we're gonna retreat into our little gay communities and like have a little bit more money and do our work, and that's it. We're not even gonna do anything really. Yeah, that would be kind of silly, right? But really, remember what kind of website you think this is. Like, where am I uploading? Ask yourself that. I will say one thing though, to kind of spice things up a little bit. You know how Israel basically controls the U.S. government through blackmail, right? And the reason it works is because blackmail works on people that are, small-minded and cowardly, right? And the selection pressures in the US government and also in the vast majority of European governments, it selects for these kind of people, the kind of people that just say yes, sir, and do what's expected of them to advance in their political careers, right? Like take Thomas Massey, for example. He was like one of the only righteous people in the whole U.S. Congress, and what do you think happened to him, right? Like fucking whoopsie, $25 million and just came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's been replaced by someone who's loyal to the status quo. So these kind of selection pressures create a weakness for them, and Israel isn't the only one that can theoretically exploit that weakness. And even this, it's just one idea. I'm really just scratching the surface because, again, this is fucking YouTube. I will upload more videos to Rumble. Right now, nothing's there, but by the time you click the link, there might be a lot of stuff there. As you might imagine, the best stuff is going to be in the place with the least censorship. But either way, you get the core idea I'm trying to show you with this video, right? The way you win isn't through direct confrontation. It's by slowly letting the status quo bleed out while you slowly get one advantage after another. And you create your own thing in parallel that's actually organic, something that actually makes the lives of the people that join it like undeniably better. Like whether you have an ideology to justify it is kind of completely secondary, and I think it's completely unnecessary. Like the status quo is so emotionally unrewarding that literally any alternative will be a serious problem for them. Anyway, I think that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.